Has anyone ever heard of a statement in general circulation without any confirmation? You know, gossip, also known as rumors. You know how rumors work? Kind of a clever approach to manipulating a person or group of people into thinking a specific way about someone or something. We normally get introduced to heavy rumors around high school. They actually work pretty well, especially against the person people didn't like. Yet they seem to work even better against said person when the rumors sounded almost unbelievable. The worse the rumor, the more fun it was to believe and pass around. But the one who understands this concept can easily use it to their advantage through manipulation. Then simply sit back and let the rumor spread. But this tactic doesn't seem to work on those who think for themselves, but those who let others think for them. You know, as gamers, we have to go through a lot of tough situations with consoles and games. These complications can then create doubts. We call these problems. And then we have a different situation, in which someone will criticize a console or game simply by focusing on the things that are of little importance. You know, irrelevant stuff. We call this nitpicking. Now, what do you all think happens when you take two statements, add rumors, disguise them as leaks, create hype, then take the hype, subtract it by problems, then divide it by nitpicks, then finally multiply it all by rumors? Well, one big ass mess. Sadly, this mess now has a name: the Nintendo NX, a console we actually know nothing about but is constantly talked about. Now, how exactly did a project named NX turn into the mess it is now? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this problem started when a few pieces of true information got manipulated into words like leaked and rumored, then got passed around. But this was a little different than a typical high school rumor scenario. Let's start at the beginning. A press interview with Miyamoto stated, "While we're busy working on software for the Wii U, we have production lines that are working on ideas for what the next system might be." Then the late Iwata stated, "Let me confirm that Nintendo is currently developing a dedicated game platform with a brand new concept under the development codename NX." He then later stated, "It is too early to elaborate on the details of this project, but we hope to share more information with you next year." Next year, of course, being the year we're now in. At this point, the only thing we knew was that Nintendo was working on a project with the codename NX. Nothing more. At this point, information about the project exploded, but all the information didn't come from Nintendo. We began hearing about rumors disguised as leaks from random people we didn't even know. And in doing so, people started putting together the definition of a console that could cause the doom of the console before its release. So what exactly is this console? The Nintendo NX is a piece of hardware rumored to be unlike any other Nintendo console. Rumored to be a console portal hybrid with a unique prototype controller leaked to us that turned out to be a hoax. Also confirmed to have third-party support. With leaked specs that went from more powerful than the Xbox One but not quite on par with the PlayStation 4, to more powerful than the Xbox One and on par with the PlayStation 4, to now being more powerful than the PlayStation 4, as well as it being rumored to possibly replace not just the Wii U but the 3DS as well, but Nintendo will still support the Wii U and 3DS. With even more rumors that Nintendo will not talk about the console at this year's E3, but will in fact reveal it before E3. Most of this information going by the title, Known Rumor Source. Known means to perceive as fact or truth, while rumors are just statements with no proof. And sources are the places they came from. Mix all this BS together, and majority of the information we have comes from a place that is in fact full of statements without any proof, with a location they don't want us to know about. Meanwhile, the console continues to get more information from people who always seem to not have facts, but instead leaked, rumored, hyped, hoaxed sources that they can't give the source location of, putting us into a constant loop full of leaked, rumored information. All created by people that want to give us news about a console they know nothing about, to create a game in which people will mentally develop a console in their mind that won't live up to the definition of the real console, because the definition they made up is full of leaked, rumored, hyped, hoaxed sources from locations that couldn't be revealed, passed around by people who simply want to be acknowledged as a good source of information as they continue to give out news about a console they don't even know the damn name of, which has now done nothing more than create a rather interesting mental game. Not of, is this rumor true or not, but do I want this rumor to be true or not? Then take all the rumors they like, put them together, and create a console that doesn't exist. Once the real console is released, either nitpick it over ridiculous things or defend it. But sadly, the one thing they won't be able to do is just enjoy it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Nintendo NX. At this point, we know one thing. Nintendo's working on a new project. Everything else, guesswork. For those of you that wanted me to do an analysis over the Nintendo NX, I'm sorry, but I can't because I know nothing of the NX yet. So even if I did it, it wouldn't really be Arch's analysis, it'd be Arch's guess as to the outcome of a console he knows absolutely nothing about. Unlike my analysis of the Wii U, we had information from Nintendo themselves and third parties during E3. Speaking of the Wii U, while I know it's not the most liked console, and I'm probably in the minority, but personally I actually don't think it's all that bad. Of course, it took time for me to want it. If there's one thing I've learned especially now, it's that it's actually better not to buy things like consoles and sadly in some cases even games on release day, which changed me from a holy hell I gotta get this kind of person to more of a let's just wait and see what happens first kind of person. Obviously, the Wii U is not gonna win any console wars, but those never really determined what I would or wouldn't like. Besides, more games are still being released on the console. But with that said, don't you all think it may be better to enjoy the Wii U while waiting for Nintendo's new console, as opposed to allowing others to hype you up for a console we know nothing about, only for it to be released and turn out to be good but not match the rumors that hyped us up for it? I know I cannot and will not try to tell you people what to think and how to think. We have enough of that crap already. But if there's one thing I do know, it's this. If I have to be a plumber, a stage maker or player, a member of the Kong family, a kart racer, or a kid and a squid, and soon to be the leader of the Star Fox team while waiting for the real information about the next Nintendo console, then I will. And I'll enjoy every damn bit of it.